I'm that nigga Twan. So big, I don't gotta respond. So if you talking to Twan, please have respect like you talk to your mom. We let the money do the talking. So you see, we don't be talking rather often. Twan Coleman got about to reach 500,000. Got him in the feelings. Don't it sound like I'm yelling? Who the fuck's overrated? If any rate, they underrate him. And hating is only gonna make them spend the night with your chick or the bitch you've been dating. We're the best of the best. And gonna be here so the rest could take a rest. I gotta get this shit off my chest. No pause, none of that shit. Get off my dick. Look, secret to getting women. Let's talk about it. I've studied this shit for a while. But now I've cracked the code. And yes, there is a code. There is a code. There is a code, man. But it's not like a code of like what you say and shit like that. It's not that type of code. A lot of men feel like, well, if I level up and groom myself and do this and do that, then that's how I'm going to get more women, right? And to a certain extent, yes, that's how you can get more women, right? Because most women don't want no raggedy dude, right? Or no bum or something like that, right? But here's the truth that a lot of people just not telling y'all. Doesn't matter how much you groom yourself, how much money you got, how much of a body you got, and all these other things. At the end of the day, women have types. Either you fall in line with their type or you don't. Because you got to remember, you're not the only one that's going to be getting money, that's going to be tall, handsome, or whatever the fuck, right? Some women might not even like tall guys, etc., right? Just the fact of the matter is you're not the only one. And by that alone, that means the only other way that you can actually pull women is by being their type. Because the other men have shit that you got too. So if 10 men got the same shit, what's going to separate the man she chooses from the others? You could say the way you act and carry yourself and charisma and all this other shit, but at the end of the day, it's based off of what the woman desires and wants. And all women desire different shit. So the secret to getting women is dealing with women who want to deal with you. You can, all that other shit is cool because you want to. Let me say this. First of all, you got to realize that there's a difference between getting women and keeping a woman. Getting a woman and keeping a woman. I should have said that at the beginning of the video. There's a difference between getting a woman and keeping a woman. First of all, you got to figure out which one you want to do, right? Because you can get a woman because of what you look like or you are her type, right? But how do you keep them? I feel like if anything, if the money and the muscles and the charisma and all that do matter, it's after you get the woman. Let's say that again. The money, the muscles, and the charisma and being masculine and all that shit matters way more after you get the woman than when you get the woman. Now, some are going to say, well, how you get the woman if you don't have these things? Right? And you are right to a certain extent. But if you are her type, it really doesn't matter if you got the most money. It really doesn't matter if you the tallest or you this or you that, because you are simply just her type. She wants to fuck with you. But to keep that woman, that's where the competition comes in. Because a lot of times, how do they know how much money you got? How do they really know that that's really your charisma like that? and all these other things they really don't know. A woman can't just look at you and say, yeah, I think that, well, of course they do look at you and see if they would fuck with you or not. But at the same time, all that other shit, she don't know what kind of car you drive and shit like that half the time. And you don't really want women to like you for the wrong reasons anyway. Even if you're just trying to sleep with them and get sex, you still don't, because that could lead to a bad situation. You know, like set up in the hotel or some shit. So for those who say, well, I'm just trying to smash, so I'm just going to peacock with the money and the cars and all that, you still better off dealing with women who really fuck with you. Imagine a woman who really like you like that, and she see that you got the cars and all that shit. Don't you pretty much got that girl sold? Damn near. She really ain't. You would have to really fuck that shit up for her to go somewhere. But let's just say she really didn't like you like that, but she liked the fact that you got a car or some shit like that. One mistake, she out of there more than likely, or she dealing with another guy, because you're not the only guy that she likes. At least not at that stage. The key is to deal with women that like you. That's the key. I don't give a fuck what man you are. Because nobody is excluded from not being liked by a woman. No man walking this earth is liked by every woman. Not one. Not one. It's a better overall experience when you deal with women who really like you. And it's so much easier. And you don't miss out on the women who do like you. When you try to get with women who don't like you, you're missing out on women who do like you. I'm not trying to be graphic, but you want a woman to pleasure you. Let's just say a woman really like you. You want a 45-minute head, or you want to have to beg and plead and still don't even get no head, and you paying this girl bills and everything. Which one you want? What girl you want? You might have to be patient a little bit and find the one that you actually like out of the ones that really want to fuck with you. But come on, man. Don't be stupid out here. The reason why you're struggling with women is because you're dealing with the ones who really don't like you. Any kickback and all that shit, they don't really like you. If they did, there wouldn't be no kickback and all this other shit. And a woman could apply this shit vice versa. For real, for real. Only way a man is kicking back against a woman he likes is because he doesn't want to, sometimes women too, vice versa. He doesn't want to feel like he's won over too easily. So he understands that women got all these options and shit in their face. So that's the only way I can see it. But other than that, it's the same thing. Like, all this kickback that y'all getting from these women and crying because she slept with this guy and all that, that's because you're dealing with women who didn't really like you. Because you felt that you had to do all this cars and clothes and this and that. All that shit is good, and you should groom yourself and get money and have a nice car and stuff, but for the women that like you, or the woman that like you, not the ones who don't. Because the ones who don't, they could give a flying fuck about that shit. It doesn't matter to them that you got shit going on because they don't like you. So you're putting yourself in a danger zone of being set up or used. It's just this simple. All men got options. And the better the more you take care of yourself and shit like that, the more you will get more options that actually want to fuck with you, if that makes sense. But to say or believe that if you get a car and you get some muscles and this or that, you're going to get any woman, it don't work that way. The women that will fuck with you once you start to get on your shit are the same women that would have fucked with you, that still would fuck with you if you was like a bum level type of guy, but they might not fuck with you because of that, but they still like attracted to you in a way, if that makes sense. Like, you still they type, you disqualified for certain things, if that makes sense. Like, for instance, a woman could be my type, but she's disqualified because of this or that. I'm not going to say why, because I don't want people to take shit the wrong way, but let's just say a woman is my type, but she's disqualified because of this or this or that. Or let's just say she's too masculine. She's my type, but she's too masculine, right? but she's still my type though. Now let's just say a woman's not my type and she's not masculine at all. It's not going to change nothing. She's still not my type. I'm still not going to want her. Still not going to want her. She could be the most feminist, nicest woman in the world. I still don't want her. It changes nothing. So this is the secret to getting women. Dealing with the ones that want to fuck with you. That is the secret. All the, what do I say? And what kind of car? And do I put shit in my shoes to look taller? And do I groom myself this way? Do I wear a beard? Blah, blah, blah. You can go on and on and on and on. At the end of the day, it's all about what type of woman and what type of man she likes. What type of woman she is and what type of man she likes. Period. That's why you can't get mad she likes him or whatever. It is what it is. All right, that's your type. I get it. Right? Because I'm not going to change my type for nobody. So I can't expect a woman to. I just got to accept it. All right, that's your type. Fine. Only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shit on your type. If anything, that's how you get your get back. A lot of y'all cussing women out and shit. Nah, it's okay. You're not her type. There's only one thing left, though. All right, bet I'm not your type. But I'm going to make, you're going to see that maybe I should have been your type. That's the revenge to me. I don't got to cuss you out and all this other shit. That's just doing too much, man. It's doing too much. You know what I mean? White Grizzly in the building. The secret to getting women is fucking with women that fuck with you. That is the secret. There's no magic potion. There's no Rolls Royce. There's no 6'7" tall. There's no bank account money. There's no I'm gonna put my face this way and that way and skincare and all. There's none. At the end of the day, either she like you or she don't. Because here's the difference that y'all gotta realize, man, and I need y'all to understand this shit. I'm not saying that doing these things and having these things don't make you more attractive, but there's other guys that got it too. So again, I'm going to go back to my point. If there's 10 guys who have the same shit, what makes that one guy that she choose stand out from the rest? I'm going to sit on that for a minute. If there's 10 guys and what's going to make her choose that one guy out of them, all them 10? And they all got the same shit going on. Right? What's going to make that woman choose that one guy? Anybody got an answer? It's what the woman wants, dog. It's what the woman wants. This woman might like White Grizzly. This woman might not like me better. That's what it is. So why are y'all wrecking your brain and doing it? You're supposed to be self-improving for you. And if you got kids and your family, not no woman. This is why women struggle with men. They have all these opportunities with men, and guess what? Nothing changes. Unless what? They pick a guy that's really her type. Unless they pick a guy that she is really his type, my bad. Unless they pick a guy that is really his type. That's when she gets treated good and she doesn't get cheated on all this other shit. Until then, she getting cheated on and all kind of shit. I don't give a fuck. She's the best woman on earth. If she's not that guy's type, it's nothing good can come out of that shit, dog. So what do you think happens as a man? And women got all these options. I can open my phone and I got all these options. What do you think gonna happen if you are not her number one choice, man? You're done. Ain't no red pill knowledge. Ain't no Rolls Royce. Ain't no good sex. None of that. None of that's gonna stop none of that. And that good sex thing, y'all, a lot of y'all hang y'all hat on that shit too. Letting women blow up your head and your ego and all that other shit, right? You're supposed to do your thing as a man, but you gotta understand sex is subjective too. Me and White Grizzly can get head from the same woman. And I'm like, man, her head trash, bro. I ain't really like that. He might think it's the best ever. Facts. So you think that don't apply with when it comes to who you anybody? If the feelings got, man, you gotta be He said if the feelings ain't mutual, it ain't gonna work, man. Y'all gotta be each other's number one fan. That's the only way that you should get in a relationship. If you don't see that energy, don't do it. If they want to act prideful, like, yeah, I'll hit you up when I don't want to seem too thirsty and all that. People don't do that. A woman, especially, cannot control her feelings for a guy she really likes. She going to come across thirsty. I don't give a fuck what any of them say. Oh, I don't do this and that. Now she's making rules for you because she doesn't see you as a king alpha. She sees some other guys that. What? Men. Imagine you convince a girl to fuck with you, right? But you had to do all this other shit. And another guy, he didn't have to do shit, just talk to her for about a day or two, and he already fucked and everything. And this is the same woman that, yeah, you convince her to fuck with you, but you're walking a danger. You're in a danger zone, bro. You had to do all that shit. You had to do all that to get her on a date or cooperate and all this. He ain't got to do nothing. In fact, he can be his worst. He can be a bum and he's still pulling that chick. But you got all this shit going on and you can't pull that same chick that bum pulled. Why? You hear it all the time. Men say, they like the bad guys. They like the guys that ain't shit to them. And you hear women say it. So you got to ask yourself, okay, if women want a good man and cars and clothes and all this shit, self-improvement matters, and that's how you get a woman so much, then why do women keep picking why do women keep settling for less then? If all this stuff matters. You know what the common denominator is, right? That guy's what she wants. The motherfucker can live in a cardboard box. That's the guy she wants. That's why. So all of this, stop dating the losers. And I don't even, now that I understand it, I don't even say that shit no more. I might say something, but I get it. I don't care. I don't get into it that deep to like, man, women gotta date good guys, because it's not about a good guy at the end of the day. Just like you're not gonna tell me that I'm gonna pick 1,000-pound woman over a supermodel. And yeah, that 1,000-pound woman could be a way better woman to me and treat me like gold. But guess what? You think I'm going to pick that woman over the supermodel? It's not going to happen. I should do it, but the reality is, and the reality and the keeping the 100 is, I'm not going to do it. So what do you think is going on with these females when y'all wonder, well, why don't she just pick a guy that likes her over the guy that treats her like shit? Because the guy that treats her like shit is her type, and the guy that likes her ain't. For whatever reason. Sometimes it's because some women subconsciously they don't like being treated too good, or they think being treated too good is bad or some shit. And then you got some who think that you're treating them too good because you can't do better, or it makes them think that they're better than you. And then on the flip side, when they deal with men who ain't treating them right, they start to question their own worth and to question if they're good enough for that man. They start to feel like they're not good enough for the man, which makes them deal with the bad boy or the guy that treats her like shit. Because that guy makes her feel like she's not good enough. So she feel like she got to prove that she is. Versus the guy that tells her you're the best ever. You deserve the whole world. You're not treating her like a queen, right? That backfires. It will not backfire if you're the number one guy, though. She got to feel like you're the best. If she don't, it's going to backfire. You're done. You're done. That's the name of the game, man. That's the secret. So don't stress out why a woman, well, why she don't talk to me, or why is she hard again? She's ignoring me. She won't look at me in the gym or whatever the fuck. Do not stress none of that. If you was the guy that she really had some type of interest in, I guarantee you, somehow, some way, remember, you're the number one guy. You're the best guy that she want out of all the guys. Come on, man. You think she not going to let you know? She might not say it with her words, but she going to let you know. So if you don't see it, then I'm not your number one, am I, sweetheart? Bye. Because if I'm not your number one, you're not my number one. You can only be my number one if I'm your number one, because that's the most attractive trait to me when it comes to a female. That's the number one first overall trait. Am I her number one guy? Without that, like he said, you have nothing. Absolutely nothing. You go ahead and do it, and she's gonna be fucking another guy behind your back. Nah, you might as well just stay single. If that's the case, if I gotta share the woman, I might as well just stay single and share them. I mean, I'm sharing them anyway. What the fuck you look like being their number one and still sharing them versus just we cool, we deal with each other, whatever. Which one you want? If I can't be her number one and I'm not her number one, there's only one option left. But you got men out here trying to make themselves number one, and you're not her number one. You're not her number one choice. A lot of these females are still hurt from guys that they really wanted. And they will always look at you as below those guys because those are the guys they really wanted. The only way that imprint gets rewritten, pay attention, is if say they wanted some guy or guys, right, and didn't get them, and then you come along and you're better than them in their eyes, right? Not because you are better than them, because you could be better than them and the woman don't see that or believe that. But the woman believes, oh, he's better. This is the best one I've ever met in my life. That's the only way you can rewrite this shit. If not, you ain't rewriting shit. You don't believe me? Here's a perfect example. Let's say you had a supermodel, you lost her, fumbled, or whatever the fuck. And now all the other women that's coming along, they don't compare to that girl. Nothing that girl could do that's gonna make you like her like you like that one. You're always gonna feel like she's not good enough. In fact, you might start despising her. That's what happens with a lot of women. And you gotta understand that women have the option to deal with almost any man they want. They might not be able to get any man they want as far as commitment, but they have the option to deal with them. She ain't gotta be no 10 to fuck somebody she really like. You do, but she don't. And the only way you don't is if you are that number, if she see you as a 10. You don't have to necessarily be a 10, but she has to see you as a 10. On the flip side, a man does not have to see a woman as a 10 to fuck. Wake the fuck up. Dude don't even think nothing about this girl, man. I just want to fuck. But she see him as a 10. That's a problem for other guys who see her as a 10. Because she sees that guy as a 10, but that guy see her as a 2 or some shit. But it's a problem because you come along, you see her as a 10, it's not good enough. It will never be good enough. Because the guy she really wants, she thinks is better than you. And remember, because this is the moral of the whole video, you might be better than him. You could make a list and say, all right, check, check, check. Because remember, that's what everybody say. Get your money up, self-approved, groom, blah, 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 right? You could check off everything on the list better than that guy that she likes. But there's one problem. She likes him better than you. This is why, like, when you start really winning as a man, you're going to get a lot of envy from females. And it's not the same as envy as what a man does when he envies you because you're doing good in life. It's because they want the guy or guys that they really want to be on their shit like you, right? And they're not, so they hate you. Not only that, pay attention. Not only the fact that you are doing better than the guys they want. Because remember, all that self-improvement that you got going on and shit, that's not going to make women want you that don't want you, right? And if they do, they're scheming. They don't want you, they're just scheming, right? Same thing with a man who don't want a woman, but fuck. It's the same thing, right? But on top of all that, she knows that one day you're going to come across a woman that does want you like that, like she wants the other guys, or the other guy that's not as good as you, but she still wants him over you. She knows you're going to come across a woman that wants you like she wants the bum. Which means that girl's going to get better treatment than that girl's getting from the bum. So guess what? I'm going to hate you for it. Because I don't want you. And you're going to come across a girl, I know you're a good guy, and you treat a woman great. See, they know who the good guys are. That's why a lot of times they hate the good guy. They despise a good guy. When I say good guy, I'm not talking about like good person. I mean good guy as far as treating the girl right, actually seeing the girl as a 10. That guy. Let's put it like that, because I get tired of bad boy and good. Man, look, at the end of the day, everybody good and bad. It all boils down to how you see the person you're dealing with. That's going to determine whether you really are a good guy or a bad guy, or good girl or bad girl. At the end of the day, it's all about how you feel about the person. Because, make no mistake about it, I could give somebody $1 billion, man. Treat your girl better. If you treat your girl right until the day you die, I'll give you this $1 billion. That motherfucker gonna be on point. Because it's a choice, right? He gonna be on point. I'm trying to tell you. But y'all, a lot of y'all in y'all mind think it's only certain people. No, that's not the way it is. Just like when you think self-improvement is going to make you get women because you think that it's based off of you more than based off of what they want. So that's the same mistake women make. If I just treat him a little bit better and give him head a little bit better, maybe he'll treat me right. Yeah, if he wants to. If he don't, he won't. How many times have you seen men give they all and still get shitted on? I've been there and done it. I ain't saying I'm perfect, but I've been there and done it. Give your all and they still choose a bum over you. Or somebody who don't give a fuck about them over you. This is the danger of dating people who don't see you as number one. And I must say this before I go. Sometimes the woman does see you as number one, but for whatever reason, something happens or she don't want you no more. For whatever reason. That's the same. You got to apply the same shit. The same rules apply. Okay, she see me as a god. Now she don't want me no more. It's time to go. It's time to go now. You can't say, well, she see me as a god, so maybe I can spark that back and make her see me as a god again. Nah, it don't work that way, man. It just simply don't work that way. So you have to be willing to let that woman go. Because if not, you're playing with danger. You're doing this, you're going to be one of those guys that's in a relationship with a girl, holding on to a girl that's fucking everybody behind your back. Or she just simply not happy, which means you're settling for less because she's not going to give you her all because she don't really want you no more. So all in all, men, the secret of getting women, whether you got a girlfriend and she's not cooperating, or you trying to get a girl and she's not cooperating, the secret is you got to be dealing with a woman who really wants you. Whether y'all been together or you ain't got a girlfriend yet, same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It should be looked at the same way. And unfortunately, the less you care about them, the more they like you anyway. So by default, you might actually have some that didn't like you actually like you. When you say, you know what, I don't give a fuck, you don't like me or not, and really mean it, a lot of times you're going to get women that didn't even like you, start to like you. Because unfortunately, they want what they can't have, and you seem more appealing when you don't want them. I don't know why. But you got to be careful with that shit too. Because a lot of times they just want to see if you still like them. Oh, he still like me, bye. So you got to be careful with that shit too. Or I know that he likes me, but I don't want him to like another girl like he likes me because I know what he can offer another girl. So every time I feel him pull away, let me do this to make him like me again. That's what they do. A lot of them. No different than a man. Oh, she thinking about leaving me. Let me fuck her real good one time or something. Or buy her some shit. It's the same thing, man. But the secret, y'all, is deal with women who like you, man. So when you level up, even when you level up, let's just say you become this famous rich motherfucker, whatever, you still got to apply the same rules. It's even harder. A lot of people think it's easier. Yeah, it might be easier to get some pussy from a chick because you got all this money and shit, you're a celebrity or whatever. But what if you want a chick? And even if you don't want a chick, you still got to be careful. Maybe you don't want a girlfriend. I'm at that point. I don't think I want one, right? But you still got to be careful, because this is where the Me Too movement comes into play. Charges pop up and all this other shit. So you still got to make sure that you're dealing with a woman that really want to fuck with you, outside of all the shit you got going on. You got to really understand how to monitor and scope out who's who. Even more, the higher you get, the more you got to do this shit. If you're a bum on the couch, you know a girl fucking with you. She faithful. You done cheated on her. She's still faithful. And you done cheated and you a bum and treat her like shit and she's still there. You know that girl fucking with you, bro. But when you getting that money and all that shit, you don't know who the fuck fucking with you for you. It's harder. But if you don't want to be one of those guys that got all this money, end up divorced, raped, or played, or all this other shit, the secret still applies. You got to fuck with women who really fuck with you. It's just harder to tell. But the secret and the rules still apply. You got to fuck with women who really fuck with you for you. That's how you don't end up divorced, divorce raped, or set up in a hotel and all this other shit, because a woman respects you. She really was fucking with you. So it doesn't matter, dog, if you got all this money or not. The game even gets worse. It gets harder. So a lot of people think that when I get all this shit, man, I'm gonna get all these women. But now it's harder. It's a harder game, because you don't know which women are really there for you, or who's gonna set you up, or this or that. So before you start doing your little jumping jazz, because you then came up and now women are starting to choose you, or whatever the case, so-called choose you, you gotta understand what you're dealing with. There's more bullets in that Russian roulette gun now. Shit, when you was a bum, there was only like one bullet in that bitch. You had a good chance of like Beyonce said, you had a good chance of dodging a bullet. But the higher you get, the more money you get and shit, that motherfucker fully loaded damn near. You got like one slot. Good luck dodging those bullets. More than likely, your ass gonna get shot. Plus, she just got so many men in her face every day. And it does not matter if she look good or she... And when I say look good, it's subjective, but still. It doesn't matter if she got a whole bunch of options or just a lot of options, whatever. If you are the one she really want, you're good. If you're not, you're fucked. I don't know no other way to put it. You're going to be out here thinking that this girl fuck with me, and stroking your ego, thinking you the best ever and shit. Not if you're not the number one choice. You're going to know if you are that dude, man. You know, first of all, you got to learn how to filter out. The best way to tell if she's faking or really real is don't let them control your emotions or stroke your ego. You should already feel like you're the shit. You don't need a woman to make you feel that way. If she do, fine. But when you allow them to do it instead of yourself and self-improvement and shit like that, that's how they can play with your mind and deceive you and shit. Because they can stroke your ego and you go and bite on it because you don't feel like you the shit without the woman. The woman is making you feel like you some special guy. You know what I mean? You're going to fall for it. Don't let that happen. Appreciate the fact that she's saluting you and telling you how great you are and shit, but don't let it control you or stroke your ego. You know what I'm saying? That way you can see a clear vision of if she's really, does she really feel like this, or is she just doing this to stroke my ego? You'll know. You'll know. But you can't tell when you allow them to control that narrative. You got to be the one controlling the narrative, so you can clearly see what's what. That's why they don't like guys who don't bow down to their little compliments and all that other shit. He can't be controlled. The only ones that are cool with a guy standing his own ground and standing on business and shit like that is women that ain't out for games. The ones that are on games, they hate guys like that. A lot of times that's why they dating bums. And you guys think that these girls are solid, but you got to realize, you know, if you like a bum, you're more than likely a bum. She likes bums because she can control and manipulate them. The reason why she not picking a solid guy, because we all know she got the option to do it, especially if she look good. She got the option to pick a solid dude that's 10 toes down and got shit going on. Why is she running from him? You know why? Because they tell on themselves. What do women say when they so-called a solid woman? They just scared of women who don't let them manipulate them and run over them and all that. Why does she think this? Because she thinks that way. He must not have no options because he's not trying to have a whole bunch of hoes. Why does she think that? Because it applies in her universe. She's single because the men don't want her, so she thinks it applies to men, not realizing men are the gatekeepers of relationships. But just pay attention to what they say, because a lot of what they say or how they feel, they project it on the man because they don't understand that it's two different situations. They think men and women have the same situations and scenarios, and for the most part, we don't. This is why a lot of you dudes, girls get mad at women on your Facebook and all this, because she thinks that if a woman is on your Facebook, click a like or some shit like that, she thinks that your inbox is just flooded with a whole bunch of women like hers is. They always apply everything that's in their universe as a female to a man's. They don't separate it. And that's what a lot of men do. That's why you think that, well, it's because I'm ugly, that's why she didn't like me. A lot of times women don't even base shit off of looks. They got agendas and shit like that. What is their agenda? What are they looking for in a man? And more than likely, it's rare that it's completely the same thing that you are looking for in a woman. It's not the same. Once you understand why they might like a guy and why this and why that, it helps you filter out. It helps you filter out who's really fucking with you and who's really not. And I'm trying to tell you, you're going to have to cut off a lot of females. You're going to have to be alone a lot, because when you don't know this shit and you just blindly just dealing with whoever and you're not filtering out chicks and shit, you're going to think almost every woman like you. But once you apply this shit, you're going to see that she really ain't fuck with me like that. She is supposed to meet up with me 2 times, made excuses both times, and then every time I see her on Facebook, she's out partying with her friends. Bye. If you're not smart like that, you don't know no better. She don't really want no space. She got to be dealing with another guy, or she's planning on leaving. Bye. She's not really that busy, because women who like a guy who's, if you was her number one guy, she'd be blowing up your phone. Bye. But if you don't know that, guess what you're going to do? You're going to fall for all that shit. Which means you won't be able to deal with women who really fuck with you, which means you're going to have a problem and a struggle with women. Remember, the title is The Secret of Getting Women. See that? I hope y'all learned something today, man. You know, at the end of the day, all that shit don't matter. Your looks don't matter, because the women who like you gonna fuck with you. The women who like you think you're attractive. So how does your looks matter if the women who like me think I'm attractive? The only way my looks would matter is if I'm trying to make women who don't find me attractive find me attractive. Because the other ones already find me attractive. Makes sense? Now, of course, you can improve on your attraction and make some women who see you as a 2, they still kind of think you're a little attractive, just not too much. You could raise their attraction more. But if a woman has no attraction to you whatsoever, you ain't doing shit. And you need to understand this shit. Really, if her shit low, you can't really win at that either. For real. Because the reason why her attraction for you is low is because it's high when it comes to some other guy. Her attraction for you is low because she's seen some other guy on Facebook or whatever the fuck that she likes better than you. That's why, even though you might be a 10 or whatever to a lot of women, but to this particular chick or these particular other chicks, you're not, because they see these other guys more attractive. Make sense? I hope it does, because I don't know no other way to explain it. Every woman that you find attractive, I'm not going to find attractive like that. Why? Because I find other women more attractive than this chick. So therefore she gets bumped down. It's not that she's not attractive in reality or to the next man. But to me, she gets bumped down because there's other women I find more attractive. That's just how it works. You got to be okay with, all right, fuck it. I don't care if you don't. I find myself attractive. I know my worth. You got to move like that. Oh, no, you don't. All right, no deal. Next. Remember I said earlier, you got to be willing to cut them off. If not, you're going to find yourself in a whole bunch of bullshit. You're going to find yourself in situations like a lot of women. This is why a lot of women are fucked up mentally and all this other shit. Why? Because they have the option to deal with men that they probably should have cut off, but it's hard for them to see that because the man will still fuck with her just for the sex. But as men, we got the luxury for the most part, unless you're some rich guy, we got the luxury of being able to easily filter out. She ain't really fucking with me like that. All right, bet. Because you ain't got that vagina. But when you become a rich man or you get higher up on that shit, now you got a vagina, basically. You got the power of the vagina now. So now you got to, remember I said earlier, now you got to filter that shit out even harder. And this is the issue with the females. She don't even got to be up on a high level. Just the simple fact that she got a vagina is going to make it hard for her to filter out who the fuck she should and should not fuck with. Because she's going to have the opportunity with the one she likes the most. It's no guarantee as a man that you're going to have an opportunity with the chick you like the most. You don't believe me? Any man watching this shit right now, some of y'all do got the chance with the chick you like the most. And you probably with her, try to make her your girl and shit. But you better make sure she feel the same. But anyways, if you don't believe me, any man watching this, I want you to think of a woman that you know, like know in life, that you like the most out of all the ones, right? What's the odds of you getting a chance with that chick? It's very possible. But now I want you to think of it from a woman's perspective, because women make the mistake of applying everything the same when it comes to men as if when it comes to women. Like I said earlier, you don't want to do that as a man. You can't look at it from the lens of a man when you're thinking of how a woman thinks. But I want you to apply that vice versa. You know, think of how many women have the opportunity to deal with the guy that she really wants. It's going to be there 9 times out of 10. That guy don't have to like her like that. She still got the opportunity. And this is why you struggling. This is why men struggle so much with women. Because you're just not the one that she wanted. And if that guy didn't want her, you're really fucked. Unless you are better than that guy in her eyes. That's the only way. That's the only way. If not, she's going to be stuck on that guy forever. Until she comes across a guy that she likes better than that guy. I think I said that wrong a little bit. If you're a man watching, I want you to think about the girl that you like the most. Right? And ask yourself, can you really get that one? Probably not, more than likely. Even if you self-improved, and even if she do fuck with you after you self-improve, it's probably not real. Because she would have been fucking with you already. So it's not even worth it for real. You might as well just go ahead and self-improve and find somebody new that you run into. You shouldn't really give women chances that didn't want to fuck with you then. Now you self-improve, now they want to fuck with you. Or they fucked up, or that guy didn't want them, now they want to fuck with you. They knew you existed, right? The reason why they didn't want to fuck with you, because you wasn't the number one guy. Plain and simple, man. The only other way I could excuse that is that they got a boyfriend. And they just like, all right, I got a boyfriend, I can't fuck with you. That's about the only way. Other than that, nah, she don't deserve it. Fuck that. You know what I mean? Fuck that, man. She basically said you wasn't good enough. But it makes them mentally drained and pissed off towards men and everything. Because it's like a carrot dangling in their face. And they never get it. You know what I mean? They never get it. Or if they do get it, once they lose it, you know, no man compares to that man and all type of shit. So the only way a man, no, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. But I will say this. Most men do not have the opportunity to deal with the chick they like the most. A woman always will. I mean, damn near. Out of all guys she like, she can at least get that guy that she likes the most. Can't do that as a man. Come on, let's be real about it. If you could, then a lot of these channels wouldn't exist. Like if men could get the woman they really like to fuck them, nah, it don't work that way. It just don't work that way. But I want you to imagine if you could. Imagine you can always fuck the girl that you want the most, and then that girl only wanted you for money. And now you got all these other women coming at you that you don't like more than her. That's what women are dealing with. In a nutshell, I just broke it down. I just broke it down. That's the issue of the so-called guy that's on his shit. He got the curse of the vagina. You know what I'm saying? Imagine as a man, one more time before I get the fuck up out of here. I'm done talking. Imagine you can get an opportunity with the girl you like the most. Almost all the time. But every time you do, she just wants you for your money or some other shit. Now you gotta start all over, or you gotta try to get with women that you really don't like. This is why women are acting that way toward a lot of y'all men. There's nothing wrong with you, except for the fact that you are trying to like a woman who don't like you the most. There's women out there that think you the best. You gotta deal with them. Anything else is settling. Why would you settle? My girl don't give me head. My girl don't cook me a sandwich. My girl don't do this. My girl don't do that. Because that's a guy that just basically did not screen out if a girl really liked him for him and he was the first choice. And now that he didn't do all that, yeah, he got the girl, you know, she got it with him for security or some shit like that. Or maybe she really just, I'm going to give him a chance since the ones I can't get don't want me. Either or, it's the same thing. Either way, if she done it kind of like, if she done it in an innocent way or if she done it in a sneaky way, meaning like she said, all right, I'll give him a chance, but he really not my type, but I'll give him a chance. Like that Hunter dude or the Sanders guy, Deion Sanders' son. Nah, he's settling. He wasn't my type at first. Well, what made him your type now? Oh, that's right. And this is the evil poison of the red pill shit. I wasn't her type at first, dog, but I self-improved. Now she likes me a lot. No, she still don't like you like that. You still not, she liked the fact that you self-improved, which made her maybe more attractive to you. But guess what? There's one problem with that. You're still not her number one type. So what do you think will happen? AKA Tom Brady shit. You stay with her, get married. Now she about to get half of your bag, and guess what she gonna do? Run and go get her type. That will not happen if she was your type. LeBron James. More than likely, Savannah's not gonna leave LeBron because she was with him before he became LeBron. He probably was her type. Stephen Curry, he might be in trouble. I don't get attention from other guys. This is what you get when you deal with this shit. You don't see Savannah saying that shit. See, when you get a girl that really fuck with you and you got all this self-improvement shit to offer the chick, man, you basically got her soul. She ain't, every dude invisible to her. But let's say you self-improve and got all this shit, but you're not, but you are that Deion Sanders son. You're not her type, really, but I'll fuck with you because you got all this shit going on. Every guy ain't invisible. You seen what happened to Tom Brady. Oh, but he didn't retire. That's why. Man, look, if Tom Brady was her number one choice, this is another thing, man. I'm cooking. I know I said I was done, but fuck that. I'm going in. If Tom Brady, this is how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong. But if Tom Brady was her number one choice and they broke up, right? They going through divorce. That girl would be crying every night and no man on earth, she wouldn't be thinking about another guy. How do I know this? Because when I'm with a girl and that was my number one choice and we break up, I really don't want to fuck with no other chicks. I understand everybody different, but we talking about a female. So you know that ain't no woman that you was her number one choice and y'all broke up, she gonna be crushed and shit. At least for the time being, she ain't gonna have another guy lined up and get pregnant and shit. Nah, they don't move on from a guy that they like that. You was their number one. Why? Because they don't think they can get another better you. Their marriage ain't working right. She not happy, but she still don't think she can get a better you because you was her first choice. But if you wasn't my first choice and we break up and get divorced or whatever, you wasn't my first choice. I could do better. I'm not gonna be crying on no pillow. Maybe for a week or two. But then, guess what? I'm going to be with the trainer. Not only that, I'm going to have a kid by him real quick. Women who, you can't be Tom Brady and her number one choice, and she just got over it that quick. Stop. You are Tom Brady, and you the number one choice. That girl, you got her soul. She ain't going to just, no, bro, it don't work that way. They do not move on that quick when you are somebody they really want. Some might argue they're trying to fill the void. And people handle shit differently. But I still feel deep down inside when a woman really fuck with you and y'all break up and shit, they don't just get them. They don't have another guy that quick, man. Nothing serious. She might fuck a dude or some shit like that. But to be serious and have a baby by, come on, I'm not buying that. Obviously, Brady wasn't the first choice. Couldn't have been. Because Kobe was. Look what Kobe, we know Kobe didn't rape the chick, but look what Kobe did. And guess what his girl did? No divorce rate, no nothing. Why? Because Kobe Dean Bryant is my first choice. And I'm bad as fuck and have any man I want, but I want Kobe. No divorce. I'm not leaving him. I forgive you for fucking the chick. She might have fucked somebody behind his back, but still, she did not leave the guy. She didn't divorce rape the guy because he was the first choice. Period. So you saying Kobe can do that and Brady just didn't retire from football, but somehow Brady's wife got another guy and got pregnant by him, but Kobe's girl stuck with him. What's the difference? Kobe did worse. Let's be real. Unless Brady was doing some shit we don't know. But let's be real. Kobe did worse. And that girl stayed with him. And I'm not saying cheat on a girl that sees you number one. You shouldn't. I'd advise you not to do it. Because you might lose her. But the facts of the matter remains. This is the difference between being seen as number one guy and number whatever guy. You got to be her number one, bro, or stay single, man. You might not ever run into the girl that sees you number one, that you see number one, or whatever. Or maybe you just don't see it yet. Maybe you gotta keep dealing with the girl for a while till you see it. And I know sometimes the woman, it could be the same thing, vice versa. But as the female, she got all these options, way more options than you. So it's very mandatory. It's very mandatory for them to make sure they're number one choice too. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. But she can, y'all can break up today. She can walk outside, people hitting on her. You probably ain't gonna have nobody hitting on you for 2 weeks. As a matter of fact, she already got people on her phone. She already got 30,000 men in her phone. Your phone dry as shit. It's crazy, man. If she not acting like TLC, all in love and shit, you not her number one, bro. If she got this NFL linebacker, I'm a bad bitch, you not her number one. This is why, again, remember what I told y'all earlier, they telling themselves. Even though they shouldn't allow a man to bring bring feminine energy out of them, they should already be that as a woman. What do they say? The right man will bring the feminine energy out of me. Ain't that what they say? So if you do not see the TLC type shit, you're not our number one. You just gotta listen. They telling themselves all the time. If you see back talking and shut up nigga, you a bitch and all this, and I don't want to come today, or flaking, and you're not her number one. It's so simple. Because we don't have the power of the vagina. It's not simple for females because they have that vagina. That's why there's so much confusion as to why they picked the wrong guy. As men, there's really no excuse for us. Unless you leveling up and you got a lot of shit going on. Now you got the power of the vagina. But until then, there's no excuse. You should know who's fucking with you, who's not. The thing is, you allow emotions and shit like that to make you feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. The other guy's better than me and this and that. And I done told y'all already, you might be better than every man she ever walked across. But that don't mean that she thinks you are. But the reality, you are. Like, you really could be the best man ever for her. That don't mean she gonna see it. So I say that to say all this, man, and I'm done. Y'all make sure that a lot of women, every woman ain't gonna see your worth. The secret to getting women is understanding that every woman is not going to see your worth. Just make sure you see it. Just make sure you see it. The right woman's gonna see your worth, dog. The right woman is going to see your worth. And even if you don't want one woman and you want to deal with women, you still only should deal with women who see your worth. Why would I want to be let's say I want to be a player, but I'm just going to deal with any woman. I got to pay her rent. She don't want to give me head. You know what I mean? All kind of shit. She trying to plot and set me up in a hotel. Versus, let's say I'm still trying to be a player, right? But they all see me as number one. So they're all going to want to be my woman. And they're all going to treat me with respect. 45-minute head. Matter of fact, she'll shoot a motherfucker that's trying to plot on me. Type shit. It's a big difference, dog. So all the people, I'm just want some pussy. The same rules apply, dog. If you do not apply these rules, I don't give a fuck if you try to have one woman or a billion women. Billion women. The same rules got to apply. The same secret to getting women is the same shit. But I guess the choice is on you, whether you want to deal with women who see your worth or deal with women who don't. I'd advise you, strongly advise you, to only deal with women who see your worth. This is not no negotiation shit. This is not something that you got to prove to them or show them to see. They already see it. Cadillac don't got to show me a fucking Cadillac. If I see the Cadillac I want, I'm sold. If I see the Jordans I want, I'm sold. See the polo shirt I want, I'm sold. They don't got to make no video, no fucking commercial, none of that. Because I already see their worth. Just like she already sees that bum's worth over you who's doing way better than that bum. Let's just hypothetically say. For whatever reason, she thinks he's worth more. So how the fuck are you, a guy up here, and he's down here, and she sees him way worth more than you? How you gonna convince her that you're worth more than him, and you got all this other shit going on, and he ain't got shit going on? How? You can't. I can't convince a woman who wants a blue-eyed, blonde-haired guy that I'm the best choice for you, girl. No blue-eyed, blonde-haired dude is going to convince a woman that he's better than me. If the woman thinks if I'm the type, and he's not her type, he might be better. But he's not going to convince her of that because that's not her type. Y'all get it? I hope y'all understood some shit. I'm out of here till the next one, man. I'm gone.